Welcome to 3-Word Story. I'm James.
I'm Dylan.
And this is the podcast where we take 3 words from the app
What 3 words?
and improv the shit out of a story.
Today on 3-Word Story.
Are you trying to tell me that the word is a lamb or a group of lambs? I'm dying!
I'm not sure if you are aware of the plot of 21 and 22 Jump Street.
DJ 2 and the big one in the stink. Farming.
Don't make me a donkey, please. Ilya, please, do not make me tickle myself.
Keep rolling, Dylan. Keep rolling, Dylan. Move in, move down, hands up, hands down. 3-word story. What you gonna do now? Dylan, how are you?
Double kill.
Hey, James, hope you're doing well. No, I'm doing fantastically well. It's been a minute, but
It has been a minute.
Happy to be back.
I know we are back. Unfortunately, there's been sickness.
We're back.
There's been holidays. We're back. So there's been things in the way. There's been obstacles, but we've hurdled them. And by hurdle them, I mean we've ran into them, fallen over, been sick, been on holiday.
Yes.
But we are here, Dylan. We're here once again for the podcast.
To kill.
What have you been up to since we've been sick and on holiday, I guess? That's about it. What have we done?
Well, besides being sick, I was not on holiday. I was, just being sick, trying to get back to my feet. Been to the gym the other day. Still have a bit of phlegm because I felt the listeners needed to.
They'll probably
know
hear
that.
it. They'll probably hear it in the back of your throat now. Oh, what's different about Dylan? That's a phlegm.
All of a sudden, him just barking.
Not delicious.
Yeah.
Well, Dylan, it was way back when we decided that we were going to pick words based on somewhere where the other one would hide, and we're going to do our 3 words based on this one. But first of all, Dylan, let me give you a little bit of update of what I've been doing. And this, for me, is an ode to Oman. I just want a bit of an ode to Oman. So yesterday, me and Ali, we took a trip to Oman. And now, for those at home and across the world who just think that I'm messing around and it's a weird thing. Man. It's not. It's a country. And it's a wonderful country. The borders the United Arab Emirates in which we live. So we decided to go there on a day trip. And it was an extended day, Dylan. It was a long day. So bam, 5-hour drive there from 5:30. Beautiful landscape. There's desert, there's rocks, there's all kinds of nice things. We crossed the border. Every Omani person there was smiley AF, just kind and nice and welcoming you to Oman. You queue for a bit, you get some car insurance, you get your visa, bam, stickers, smiley face man, straight on the road again.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
it was like,
it's no gunshots. That was him just being like, oh, and we was straight
we're
out
on
there.
the road.
On the
So
road again.
We drove for many hours, taking in the sights, slurping them in, seeing what Oman has to offer, and some beautiful landscapes. It's a big old country, about 5 million people. They've got quite nice cars. They're not like Ferraris and Lamborghinis like Dubai, but that's not a real place really when it comes to what normal people are. But everyone had like nice cars. Everyone was pretty, I would say, well off. But it's a little bit more traditional
sort,
right? So the first obstacle that we came across whilst we were driving to our first stop in Al Hamra is we got to a town. Now it was Eid celebration. So for our Muslim friends out there, Eid Mubarak. It's the end of Ramadan, so Eid Mubarak. So it was big celebrations for people in the area. And the traffic was chock-a-block, Dylan. It was 2 lanes completely just locked out. This was the main road. So we decided to be typical tourists.
Double kill.
And a new segment, typical tourists.
Welcome to Typical Tourists. So for typical tourists, Dylan, we went off-piste. So we went to Waze and we went, hey, Waze, give us a different route. Because, this main road shenanigans ain't doing it for us. So we then spent the next 45 minutes to an hour driving around teeny tiny little town roads that were completely chock-a-block full of people everywhere. So there was like a castle there where we assume everyone was going for their Eid celebration. So everyone was wearing their traditional kandoras and they had like these like curved swords in their pockets. Like everyone looked amazing.
Okay, yeah.
And these roads were tiny, right? We're used to it here. Roads are huge, but this was like everything was like it was like an Italian village. Like it was everything at different heights. There was hills. It was all it was close together, and people were parked everywhere, like just everywhere. So people would park up a street so much that it would block access. So then everyone would have to reverse the other way. Then you try another street, and then there's too many people coming in. And it was chaos, but everyone was still nice. Someone came past, they put the window down. He was like, brother, I wouldn't go down there if I were you. Maybe try down that way in the left. And I was like, thank you so much. He obviously knew. He was like, look at that stupid white guy here. What's he doing here? What a silly prick. And instead of being angry at me for clogging up the road, he was just generally nice. So hats off to that man.
Hats off.
We made haste and we went to this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful oasis. So it was like within a valley, palm trees everywhere. It was like Bali, right? The actual description on the app that we used to find these places said it will make you feel like you're in Bali. And we sat and we found this cafe where it was leaves and palm trees over you. And Ali sat there and we went, this reminds me of Bali. And I went, my goodness, the person who created that app absolutely nailed it on the head. And it was beautiful. Up until the family on the table next to us decided the bird song.
They were like, could you please leave our living room? Or like this is part of your typical tourist segment.
Yeah, Ali put the gag back in the grandma's mouth. Right? we really want a traditional way. But it was calm, peaceful. Tweet, 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 tweet. This family, and particularly this was the older lady of the group decided to do this, decided that, nay, we shall not enjoy this solitude and peacefulness. We must listen to ABBA immediately, and stuck on some Dancing Queen on her phone, playing it out loud, and just sat back in a chair, looking at the scenery, and everyone had to listen to crackly-ass Dancing Queen as me and Ali are there seething, going, why? Why, lady, why? And then walking away going, Dancing Queen, fuck's sake! So it really was on her point. So that was the only downside. And then we went off from there for another hour drive through the mountains, up and down. And then we went to it was a wadi. So it was a slight drive, hadn't rained. And then you follow basically this stream all the way up where they've taken water from the very top of the mountain all the way through. So it's like a narrow stream, probably like 12 inches wide. And then you just walk along it, follow it all across the mountain as the water's running down. There's goats all around the place. And
I was not ready for you to. I thought you were like goats along it. Double kill.
Oh no, wrong one. And there was goats everywhere.
Double kill.
So for Dylan, I've got goat burger for you. No, there was no dead goats. They were all alive and they were all very clean. They had nice hair. I'll give them that. Right. And we went up and we enjoyed some nature. There was some nature lizards around. There was some rocks. There was some nice people. It wasn't too busy. And then we made haste all the way home. And the last kind of little goodbye from Oman. We hadn't eaten much the day. We were just enjoying ourselves. And look, it was, again, much more traditional than what we're used to. Lots of fast food everywhere. And it was Eid. So most places like shawarma shop closed. You know, this restaurant closed and we were hungry, right?
Yeah.
The last petroleum station before we left. And by the way, petrol, super cheap.
Oh, I just wanted to say, not edible. I
tried, but that's why I've still got so much energy. And the last shop that we saw, last petroleum station, KFC. Kentucky motherfucking finger looking good fried chicken.
Got it.
And I'd say to you, Dylan, I ate the best chicken burger I have ever had in my motherfucking life. It was delicious. I've had so much KFC in my life.
Yeah,
Dylan,
that's a strong statement.
It's very strong. The KFC, bro, I've got some fucking shit to tell you. The KFC next to me, I'm not going to say where I am or where it is because I don't want to be thrown in prison, but it's shit, right?
Okay.
It's finger-licking fucking shit. It's what it is. It's bad, and it's bad for KFC. And if KFC wants to get in touch, I will point them in the right direction and say that they are letting you down, Colonel. They are letting you down. But this Omani KFC, my God.
Best.
It was juicy, it was saucy, it was everything you needed
just confirm,
to be.
besides just comparing it to other KFCs, like you are now saying it's the best chicken burger, like period, not just best chicken burger from KFC, or is it like
Dylan,
ever?
I'm telling you.
I was like, yeah, Dylan, I speak
best.
English. This is the best.
This is the best chicken burger, period. Okay? It was that good. So I'm driving out Oman thinking, oh man, What a country. What a place.
We shall go back for the KFC.
We'll go back for that place. We'll go back to Alhambra. We'll go back to that wadi. Next time we want to go to Muscat because that seems pretty sick. I am down for Muscat. That's what I'm telling you.
Drop it down low with 3-word story.
Hey there, I'm Bellamy Young. I'm an actor and a producer. I've been working with the global humanitarian organization CARE, and I am so excited to invite you along for my new podcast, She Leads with CARE. Each week, you'll meet some incredible women who have changed their lives and their communities.
We raise our voices for people who don't raise their voices to defend themselves.
Listen to She Leads with CARE now on your favorite podcast platform. New episodes every Tuesday.
So, Dylan.
Yep. What's up?
To the words we've got and why we've chosen and what we're doing right now. The idea of this one was that we picked each other's 3 words for the first time.
Yes.
Usually we find our own based on the place that we're going to do. This time, we were going to share each other's and then surprise each other with what that location is. Now, we are not the kind of people who are going to go, and by the way, this happened. When actually we fucked up. We got quite drunk on Friday. We shared these places with each other and we kind of ruined the surprise. But fuck it. We're going to go in with it anyway. Look, we're going to be honest with our audience. We're going to tell them exactly how it is that we did share beforehand, but I can't actually remember what you did. So Dylan, where did you think I would hide in an international game of hide and seek and why?
Well, I wish I could tell you specifically because that was one of the issues. Like, I obviously double checked because I am kind of the one that fucked it up in the first place. But I am the one who did my words, and yes, curiosity did kill the cat, and I found out exactly where the location was beforehand. But there was an issue with yours. And that's actually what we never got to track down because we had an excess of 7 beers.
There was, yes,
At the
7
very
and
least.
or more
and
and
or
above.
more.
And
Yes.
I don't know how many of the beers were consumed at that point, but the memory was quite scrubbed out at that point. So, so we can basically go from scratch on this one. So, Dylan, where did you think I would hide in a game of hide and seek? And why?
I wonder if I can find it, but I'm not going to. But it was something like Palm. Nope. Was it? Yeah. Palm Drive, like Oceanic Drive, whatever. But anyway, what it came down to, and I thought it would be funny, the same way I found out what my location was.
Which we'll get onto.
Which we'll get onto. Like that, like in the moment, if you had seen my face, I tried to see if I can't have a similar feel or like reaction out of you.
Okay.
And that was I said you would hide in Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate.
I mean, that is a good place to where you would be probably the last place that you would think I would go, which makes sense.
Yeah.
That's true. But there was also another guy who was unlikely to be there, and he hid in a bush, but he had a gun. Now, I do promise that I would not have a gun if I was hiding there. I ain't about that. I ain't about that life.
Fair. That's fair.
And I'm not massively into golf, as in I'm just shit at it. So, maybe that's another thing that I wouldn't hide there. But hey, I could hide out there and just listen to all the nonsense conversations they have.
I just figured it would be ironic. Yeah, it would probably be the last place you'd be. Might be a good place because it's the last place. And yes, you might not be the biggest fan without going too deep into
but imagine all the secrets I would hear. They tell secrets like all over the place.
Yeah,
They'll
it's a
just put it
WhatsApp
on an
group.
audio, on a WhatsApp group. They're probably Snapchatting freaking like federal documents to each other. And I'll just be able to overhear it all. He puts documents in the bathroom. He did that in his other home. So I'll just be able to walk around learning all the secret things. Who killed JFK? All these different conspiracy theories. I'll be able to find out whilst hiding in an international game of hide and seek.
Yeah.
So hiding in the shitter, reading all these wonderful documents. So it does make sense, and it is a learning journey as well. Be able to learn about all these places as well. So
yeah, those were my that was a location that I picked for you.
okay,
and that obviously gave
and what
you
3 words did that give me?
In all honesty, I don't know.
Well, fortunately, Dylan, I have them in front of me.
So what an arsehole question that is.
Trapped, motherfucker. I made you look like a...
Okay.
That was a horse. If for those of you who don't know what a horse
Thank
is,
you for helping me out with that one.
You're welcome. So that gave me, Dylan, my 3 words of pizzeria, lambs, and florist. Pizzeria, lambs, florist.
Great.
Now, I think the issue came from when I was trying to find exactly where it was, was the lamb and lambs, or maybe the order of the words. Because for 3 words, what 3 words to work, you need to put them in order, and you need to know if there's a plural or not, which again, if it's a dire case of emergency, could cause issues, you know, like I'm at pizzeria.
Or you'll just remember it's lamb and not lambs.
Right. So, excuse me, sir. Are you trying to tell me that the word is a lamb or a group of lambs? I'm dying. So, right. They gave me these 3 words, which we'll get on to shortly. Now, for you, Dylan, I had to select a place where I thought would be a top quality place for you to hide in an international game of hide and seek. And, well, I'll let you... Because you had the wonderful surprise. I sent you the 3 words, and you little naughty boy went out there and found out where this place was. Tell the listeners at home where this place was and why.
Pyongyang.
No, he wasn't making a gun noise.
Pyongyang. Where's the pop god when you need him? But no, it was Korea Central Zoo. And you know what's funny is me looking at it, right? Korea Central Zoo. And it says right underneath that, old-fashioned animal exhibits.
Why are they old-fashioned?
So now I'm like, why would you specify old-fashioned animal exhibits? So they felt that should be known on this global positioning app is Korea Central Zoo. Old-fashioned animal exhibits.
So, I wonder if that's how... So it's North Korea, by the way, for anyone.
North Korea, sorry.
Pyongyang, the capital of North Korea. And so maybe that's how zoo translates. I don't know, into Korean, that it's an old-fashioned animal. But what is new fashion and what's old-fashioned? Are they just like King Kong style cages they're hiding in?
What I kind of picture is like circus styled, like almost like animals being in the circus, like where Dumbo was before he got released. Like, and that's kind of why we now evolved into what is no longer known as old-fashioned animal exhibits, but a bit more
new fashioned.
New fashioned animal. It is now called enclosures, not
exhibits.
Cages.
Yeah, not exhibit. So the reason why I thought you would hide here, Dylan.
Oh, I've been dying to know this.
Right, initially, I was hovering around maps thinking, where would be an entertaining place to put you? And I immediately went to Pyongyang, right? And why did I go to Pyongyang? Because in my mind, I thought you would think that, I'll go to Korea. Right?
I just wanted to say you made that sound ooh, and then I was like, what's to follow? Ooh,
No, not ooh, No. I wouldn't think that you are going to be in the exhibit. I wouldn't think that lowly of you. I would think lowly of you in a different way, where you would go, right, because in my mind it was like, okay, it's my turn to hide. I found James in Mar-a-Lago. Now I need to hide. I'm going to hide in Korea because that is off by China. That's the middle of the nowhere. And you're going to be there on your laptop and you're going to think, oh shit, which one's the good and the bad one? Oh God, which one should I go to? Is it the north or the south? I mean, I know one of them does
follow my soul. That's the one I go.
You follow your soul. It would only work if you went to the right one.
Yeah.
And so you followed your soul, and then you put the other one. And went to, and then you read Pyongyang, and you went Pyongyang, and you went, well, they must have laser guns there, space guns.
Let's go.
So yeah, I thought you were there, sat down, thinking, north, south, north, south, north. Flipped a coin, and then bam, you're off to Pyongyang, right? And then you go there, and you walk around. And now, initially, when I was hovering around, I did see a building in the North Korea Pyongyang Zoo that looked enormously like a boob from the top. So in my mind, you'd be thinking, okay, where should I stay? Where should I look at in North Korea? And you would see the boob building and you'd go, I want to spend my time in some old-fashioned animal exhibits next to the boob building. So I actually picked the words that were bang on North Korea Zoo, but nearby was the the boob
the
building,
nipple,
right?
yeah.
And then the other reason why I thought maybe why Korea is because you, Dylan, would feel like a giant there, right? You would walk around, you would feel like you are king of the castle there, you know? There's old-fashioned animal exhibits, you know, everyone is catering to whatever your needs are, and you'd feel like a total demon, you know? Not many people go to Pyongyang, so I think that you would feel, you know, almighty there. And I want that for you. And you would get to hide there, chill out with some gorillas, leopards, or whatever old-fashioned animals that they have, a dodo maybe. They could have anything there.
Yeah,
they have a boob building, so who knows? So that gave you, what 3 words, Dylan?
Etchings, which I had to Google. Slam, revisit.
Okay, wow.
Yeah.
On hindsight, they're quite mean words. I don't know if we've been that kind to each other. It took me a while to really kind of figure out where I was going to go with it, but we got there in the end. Dylan, for deciding who goes first, I guess we'll just do
No, sorry, just a thought. Every now and again, a thought popped up.
Okay,
pops up.
That was dangerous.
And it was quite funny because I saw a reel the other day on Instagram of South Africans playing rock, paper, scissors. And yeah, it's pretty fucking funny that that's the way we do.
Gun, carrot.
No, ching chong chow.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going back to Ching Chong Chow.
Well, no, we don't have to, but I wanted to show you the video afterwards.
Okay, well, we'll see. Anyway, well, you know, because it's you know, because we're going to Pyongyang Zoo.
Okay,
we're going to go. What was it called again?
You're just like I don't want to say this. So ching.
Yeah.
Chong. Chow.
Chow. Okay, right. Yeah. So we're going to go Ching Chong Chow, and then we'll decide who goes first. Yeah, right. Ching Chong Chow. You're doing rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah,
I was doing the gun thing. I thought that's what Ching Chong Chow was, the gun.
No.
Rabbit, carrot.
No, it's rock, paper, scissors. We just, it's too difficult to say rock, paper, scissors. So we say Ching Chong Chow.
In Afrikaans. Okay, right. So we're going to do rock, paper, scissors, but Ching Chong Chow. Yeah?
Okay.
Ching Chong Chow. Ching Chong Chow. Right, Dylan?
Yes, James.
You may go first.
Thank you.
Because you did give me this wonderful tea to go for your coffee. For the those of you watching at home, it is a golf tea. How fucking hilarious am I? Didn't mean to throw that at you, by the way. That was very aggressive. I apologize.
Actually, it's pretty funny because I meant to give you the other one, which is right next to it, and it's a Trump one. So,
wow! That would have been a nice little full circle moment.
Actually, I'm being serious. I think it's on the ground. But anyway.
Okay, there's something sharp up my anus, so it could have been on the chair the whole time. Well, Dylan, let's hit me with whatever 3 words you had of freaking sketch, pow, bam, slam, bam. Thank you, man.
Yes. Drop it down low with 3-word story.
Right, so etchings, slam, revisit.
Ooh, and do you want to clarify any of those words for our listeners at home?
Yeah, sure I can. Let me just go back to fucking Google.
Let me go back to dictionary.com. Yes.
Yeah. Is part of a printmaking process in which lines or areas are incised, using acid into a metal plate in order to hold the ink.
That was the horse of curiosity. That was very nice.
Yeah, it was a good horse. Good. I don't know what the sound of a horse is. That's the sound of the horse.
That's the sound. You didn't know. Do you want me to go over again? So this one's a horse. And this one is I thought it was a lamb, but on close inspection,
yeah, but a horse doesn't bark, right? But what do you call that the sound that the horse
whinnying.
Actually... Fuck off.
You call it whinnying, yes.
That's a terrible... No.
Okay, well. Yeah, it's called whinnying.
Okay.
Or neighing, I guess. Neighing or whinnying. No, I don't know. For horse people are weird, so they'd call it weird. Horse people are weird. Right, so we had etchings, and we had...
Slam, revisit.
Yeah. Okay.
So, this. I'm not sure if you are aware of the plot of 21 and 22 Jump Street.
Vaguely, Dylan.
Vaguely.
But I would love to know where you're going with this.
Right. So basically it's an undercover operation of adults looking slightly younger and then kind of doing it basically, is it a sting operation?
Yeah,
is that what they call it?
Yeah.
Sting operation to then infiltrate this drug syndicate busy in around high schools and or then the college, which is then the follow-up movie.
Yeah.
Right? So just to remind you of the characters, though, you've got Captain Dixon, who is played by Mr. Cube. And then...
Mr. Cube?
You can't call him just Ice Cube.
Okay, I guess you don't know.
No.
We're not personally acquainted with Mr. Cube.
Mr. Cube,
yes.
yeah. So,
but for those who are friendly with him, they would call him
Ice Cube.
Ice Cube, but because we're not close.
I wouldn't dare.
No, we don't want to disrespect Mr. Cube.
Not on a first name basis.
Okay,
just
right.
yet. So Mr. Cube, Captain Dixon, Jenko is played by the lovely Channing Tatum.
Okay, Mr. Tatum.
Mr. Tatum.
Yeah.
Schmidt is Mr. Hill. So Jonah Hill.
Yes, and one that is in our famous theme park. We have a whole exit. Oh, there's the phlegm we were talking about.
There we go.
So, but I think we can call him Jonah Hill because we have a whole exhibit in one of our famous theme park from episode. Fuck knows. Anyway, yes.
Right, so those are basic. Oh, and Eric, who is from the first movie. I mean, I'm not going to go through the whole cast, but played by Mr. Franco, Dave Franco, little brother of the older one.
The older Franco.
I can't remember
Okay,
their names.
but no matter who they are, they're all a Mr. Franco, I assume.
Mr. Franco.
Nice.
Yes. So basically, story. Captain Dixon wanted to reopen the case of Cynthia's murder. Now, Cynthia is the person that went missing in the second installment, 22 Jump Street, or the 22nd installment. And because he received a note from Cynthia's mom, also called Cynthia, right? As she discovered some etchings.
Okay.
On specifically a metal plate, because I think I read that somewhere.
Because Google said so.
Google said so. In the backyard, and underneath that, inside a capsule sort of thing, was a poem. Right?
Sorry, a horse of curiosity.
Yeah, he's quite the mouthy fella. Was a poem, and in this poem, it kind of gave clues and addressed where she was and what had happened. Ooh. And then just to kind of give a bit of insight again as to what drug was on the loose back then. On the loose. Making the rounds back then was the drug called Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi? A drug called Wi-Fi?
Wi-Fi, but... spelt with Y's, so Wi-Fi.
Fi with a and what is a Wi-Fi? How would Wi-Fi make me feel?
Listen, it would put you on a level, and I'm assuming because I do not do drugs, James.
Yes, good.
I just wanted to reiterate that.
Yeah, don't do drugs.
Yeah,
don't do drugs, kids.
No, I mean it probably starts with a bit of sensation on the fingers, just to know that yes, I did consume something that I probably shouldn't have, right? And needless to say, people do that. They actually, your face goes numb, but it's a good numbness, because that's what good numbness is. And at the same time, yes, it does the same as all the other drugs in terms of hallucinations, maybe just with an extra bit of kick, almost like you took a bit of a hit of cocaine.
Okay.
Yeah, so hallucinations, energy of cocaine, boom. There you've got Wi-Fi.
Okay, so you got Wi-Fi. I tell you who is interested.
The horse?
Curious horse, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, so the poem reads as follows.
Ooh, wow, we have a poem here. My goodness.
Yeah. And also, I'm not sure if you are aware of Schmidt's slam poetry reading in the second film.
I am not, Dylan.
So basically, just to give you a refresher, this was the quick poem.
Okay, thank you.
The slam poem.
Okay.
Slam poetry, yelling, angry, waving my hands a lot, specific point of view on things. Cynthia, Jesus died for our Cynthias. Jesus cried. Runaway bride. Julia Roberts. Julia Roberts. Cynthia. Cynthia, you're dead. You're dead. Beep, bop, beep, boop. You're dead. So
And
that
wow, it was like I was watching the film.
Yeah.
It was like I was watching Mr. Hill himself.
Yeah. So that was basically not his rendition. That was his slam poem, and this was now Cynthia's. And I'm assuming after seeing the movie, she tried to redeem herself with this poem.
Okay.
Actually, she probably didn't redeem herself.
Well, with your delivery, I'm sure it's going to be excellent.
So, poem titled Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi, leaving me here to die? You feel? I'm in this mess because of a drug deal. I'm in trouble. Jenko and Schmidt, help on the double. I didn't know how I'd come to this. Took a turn south, and now I'm in the wild, collecting firewood and drinking juice. Yes, juice, because piss didn't rhyme and I got loose. Kidnapped me, they tried. I'm sounding like Dr. Seuss. I tried. On my escape, I grabbed a whiff of egg rolls. Didn't know if it meant help or meant holes. But something smelled off, like deep-fried malice. Could it be those from Wuhan Palace? And Johnny, you'd know what to do if they hadn't put two in you. If only Depp was still on the case, not getting shot in the fucking face. But instead, they sent these two fools my way. Jenko, Mr. Tatum, because he looks good in the light of day, and Schmidt, because he worked with Scorsese one time. Now they think he can solve a crime. I think this kid's in jail, but trace it back to Eric for him to unveil. If this makes no sense, neither does this clue. I guess Dylan needed something for you to listen to.
Wow. I don't have an applause, so you're going to have to have...
Oh, a fucking...
You're just going to have lots of goats just cheering you. They love it. They absolutely love it. Wow.
They sound more excited than the previous time, I do have to say. Maybe I'm
Because
just...
that was incredible slam poetry. Did you write that yourself?
I actually wrote this myself.
Wow.
No bullshit. Yeah,
we have a slam poet right in front of us. You just slammed me with your poetry.
Obviously, yeah, don't get me wrong. I thought slam poetry was completely off the cuff, but no, I obviously had this fucking idea. But no, I thought it well.
I would say, when I heard the word malice, Dylan, I was like, you didn't write this. You didn't write this.
I had to ask Chat GPT to dumb it down because nobody would believe this.
Yeah, that's true. So sophisticated. Dylan, hats off to you. I'm not wearing one, but here we go. I will doff my cap. That was incredible. And do you know what? You should just send. We'll take this recording and we'll send it to some producers. And I think you've got the whole 23 Jump Street now.
Yeah.
So there we go.
Yeah.
You've got the whole premise for the next one.
From the 23. So and for the people that know the layers or like the plot of the film, the first and the second, like Wuhan Palace, right? Like in the beginning in the first film, he was like, it smells like egg rolls, right? And that's Eric's car that runs on fucking egg rolls.
That's how deep we're going, Dylan. That is how deep you... I wonder what all those notepads and everything were down there in the DVD boxes of 21 and 22 Jump Street. You really got it. And like all the stuff all over the walls, like with the string connecting all the different pictures and the subplots. Man. And I didn't wonder what they were. I didn't know they were going to be with your story.
You just thought I was weird. And yes, James, I am weird. However, this was... it was not that. But this one came out... Fairly nice.
That was good. I can't wait to capture that and put it all over the internet for the 23.
And I also don't know what the fuck I'm doing with my hands. For those who was looking,
what was
for
that?
some reason, this finger was
Why were you
pulled back
two in
the
the
whole
pink
time.
and one in the stinking with your Curious,
not.
curious
Don't bring
horse.
the horse into
Curious
this.
horse is
Yeah.
interesting. That is your slam poetry name, by the way. DJ, two in the
DJ,
pink, one in the
two.
stink.
Yo, what up?
And I assume everyone who has listened to this completely understands what two in the pink, one in the stink means. To your middle finger and your forefinger,
but let's
your
also
third
not-
finger, your wedding finger ring folded in, and then your pinky stinking out there. Then that will penetrate the stink, and then your two for the pink. So DJ, two in the pink, one in the stink. That was good. Hats off to you. And your three words again were
etchings.
I think we got that from the very beginning where they found the etchings.
Etchings, revisit, reopen. You kind of close enough.
You were
That's what
revisiting the
captures.
films for
Yeah,
everyone, so I would accept that. And now I want to go watch 21 and 22 Jump Street and work on 23 Jump Street, which I'm
23
sure
Jump
everyone
Street,
be interested in. And obviously
And
the
then
third
slam.
one was slam, which is slam poetry. I want to see more slam poetry from you, Dylan.
Okay, sure.
That is my wish going forward.
All right.
I want more slam poetry because no one is asking for any more Christmas Krampus, but I am asking for more slam poetry from you.
All right, you got it.
Exceptional
You got
stuff,
it, my
Dylan. Fuck me, that was loud. Oopsie poopsie.
Drop it down low with 3-word story.
Now, Dylan,
Yeah, let's get back.
let's get down to business. Now, you put in a lot of effort into your 3 words.
Thank you.
I did not.
All right.
So we have, this is a very loose and fast story, as they usually are, to be fair, but you really slammed me with your slam poetry. So
shit.
I'm up against the ropes. You've slammed me. You've freaking uppercut me, left, right, but we're here. We're here now. And I do have a true story for you, Dylan, this time. It's been a while since I've come at you with a true story. Way back when, on the beginning podcast, I did come at you with a lot of true stories. Allegedly true stories. And then I wistfully went away and did some musicals, did some Q&As. And
You've actually taken us on a journey.
Taken on a
James.
journey.
And that's why I also don't believe this whole got you. Point number 1, it's not a competition. Point number 2, I don't believe the fact that you saying you are on the ropes because you know who worked the ropes, did the old rope-a-dope? Yeah. Not sure who. It was a boxer.
It's a
But
boxer
anyway,
did once upon a time. Well,
No, it was. Yeah, I think it was Ali against Frazier. I think that's what it was.
probably one of them. One did the rope-a-dope. Well, it's funny you should say it's not a competition, but I did actually go back and listen to the beginnings of our first couple of episodes not too long ago.
And you won.
Awful. No, but we actually said the whole premise was that it was going to be a competition between you and me. I don't know how we were ever going to judge that because there was no one listening and there was no one watching us. So complete stupid thing from our point of view, but we've come a long way, Dylan. Well, there's some nonsensical stuff along the way, and we are here, episode 21. So our podcast now is legally able to drink in the United States, which is fantastic. And we've come a while. So, Dylan, I'm bringing you a true story. This true story is based in northern Italy. Okay. Now, this is going to require some imagination and some input from yourself and from myself. So I'm gonna give you a character. I'm going to be a character, and we're going to walk through this story together. So I'm going to give the kind of the pillars. And I want us to create some true improv and some real character story. You know, I want people at home to feel like, oh my God, they were in this time between these two characters, and we will see how it unfolds. Now, there is a little bit of controversy of who really got one over the other in this story. So, for the sake of our story, later on, we are going to use the medium of game to decide who wins in our story. Because I don't want to take one side or the other. I don't want to be tarred with that brush. Okay. So, Dylan, we're in northern Italy. We're in the 1940s. Right? I want you to close your eyes, metaphorically. Don't really do it. It's a bit weird if I just speak to you with your eyes closed. Or you can if you want.
I don't want to do it.
Whatever
Sure.
makes you happy.
Yeah.
I will be
Vincenzo.
Ferruccio. I am Ferruccio, and I am working in my local pizzeria. I'm a young man. and I have my local pizzeria making pizzas. Naturally.
Shock.
And Ferruccio, he is well known around the town. He's a good businessman. Okay. And he operates a couple of farming machinery, small companies, and he's just running his own business. He's a nice man. Okay. Does stuff for the public. He also has an animal best friend. As I said, he works in farming.
Don't make me a donkey, please. Like the one opportunity you had. I'm like, no, hold on. Don't make me a fucking sheep or a horse now.
No, don't worry. That's why I have these.
Okay.
That's why I have those. So don't worry.
Those are my brothers.
You just went down a whole tangent of you just going, oh. No, thankfully, Dylan, you are not. You are going to be a whole real person, okay? You, Dylan, you are a very fashionable man called Enzo, okay?
Oh, wow.
Your name is Enzo. It's a good name.
That's pretty cool.
He works across the street in you're my competition, right? I have a pizzeria, you have a lasagnery, okay? So you operate the town's best lasagnery. I operate the town's best pizzeria. Okay. So we're direct competition across from each other. If someone's going to go have lasagna, they ain't having pizza. If someone's having pizza, they ain't having lasagna. Okay. So we're not the best of friends. We're in constant competition with each other.
Gotcha.
Okay. So I have my little lamb friend who comes with me, and everyone comes and sees my little lamb. You, on the other hand, have a small miniature horse. Okay. I'll let you name him. You call him whatever you want. What do you want to call him? He's a small little black miniature
What's your
horse.
name again? What's your
My
name?
name is Ferruccio.
Okay, in that case, I will call him Vincenzo.
Vincenzo.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have Vincenzo, and I have Lamb, who is simply called Lambo. Which, yeah, on hindsight,
Should have seen that coming.
I wish I had more of a cuter noise. I didn't know there was more of a scream at the end, so we'll just ignore that. Okay, so I have Lambo. You have
Vincenzo.
Okay, and okay, he's very feisty. He's very feisty. Now, Ferruccio and Enzo, they are competing over the local florist, Celia. Ooh. She's a beautiful lady, tall, blonde, loves flowers. She goes around delivering flowers in the morning to my local pizzeria, to your lasagnery.
I haven't seen an ugly florist before. I'll tell you that.
Fuck me. Right, anyone write in the 3-word story at gmail.com. Have you ever seen an ugly florist before? I've seen an old florist, but I would not call them ugly because they're old, because that's ageist, and I don't believe in that. So I've seen elderly florists who are sweet and lovely, but I wouldn't say they're ugly. But that is true. Email is at the 3-word story at gmail.com. Let us know. So have you seen an ugly florist?
People coming through saying like, Dylan, it is exclusively older and ugly people.
That's why they fuck with flowers to make themselves feel better, basically. No, I'm sure.
Right.
I'm sure maybe in South Africa, they're sexy florists. I don't know. But we are competing for the heart of Celia. Okay. So for the first bit of drama, okay, I'm going to set the scene. I'm going to come into your lasagnery, okay, as Ferruccio, and I'm annoyed. You've been throwing eyes at Celia. I'm trying to make it work with her, okay, and I'm going to come at you, okay, and I'm going to challenge you, okay. You don't know what the challenge is yet,
Right.
Okay, it will become clear, and then we're going to talk about that challenge and how that challenge may unfold. Does that make sense?
Sure.
Okay, so
Right.
You are Enzo, I am Ferruccio. And scene. Enzo, I have seen you looking at my woman Celia. She is my beautiful fair maiden. Why are you looking at my woman in your stupid lasagnery? What have you got to say for yourself?
your lady, Celia. Please do not make me tickle myself.
Enzo, get your hands out of your armpits. It is very weird. And knowing you touched your lasagna with your armpit hands makes me feel very uncomfortable.
Listen. Listen. For you who did not know, it is a metaphor for do not make me laugh. So tickle myself is to say to make myself laugh. So if you were to have been exactly like that, been more to school, you would understand a metaphor.
Well, Enzo, I do not like you insulting my intelligence. You are a pain in my ass. And I do not mean physically a pain in my ass. I'm not saying that you are something that is within my asshole, because that would be weird. And I do not want that. I mean, metaphorically, you are a pain in my ass. Do you understand? Now, what I'm here to tell you, Enzo, with your stupid lasagna, with your pasta, your sauce, your pasta, your sauce, and your pasta.
Magnifique.
Yeah,
that is French.
Double kill.
Magnifico.
Magnifico. You just put an O at the end, I'm pretty sure. So anyway, I am telling you and your stupid sheets of pasta sauce and pasta sauce and pasta sauce to stay away from my woman and keep your miniature horse away from my pizzeria. He is upsetting my little Lambo. As you can tell at the end.
Your little pet Lambo should be so lucky to have the company of my beautiful Vincenzo, who is a Shetland pony.
It is not. It's like a little pathetic stallion down there. I want them to stay away. And I tell you what, Enzo, we are going to settle this beef lasagna once and for all.
Beef lasagna. All right.
I believe that is the Italian way to squash the beef. It's a beef lasagna.
You can be glad it is not as a lamb.
We are going to battle over the heart of Celia once and for all. In the local town soapbox derby. In this soapbox derby, as you well know, because you live in the same town as me, but I'm just going to announce it as if people were listening to us on a podcast audio. Each business owner in the town takes their fair animal friend and they put them within a soapbox car and they race down to the bottom of the hill. And I'm telling you now, Dylan, whoever wins this race will get the heart of Celia. I see you're frowning, Lenzo. Why?
No, I am just simply thinking, just in case you try and get out of the fact that I will win. I want you to lay down the rules. I want you to make sure that everything is confirmed beforehand so that I know, my friend, not my friend, my enemy, my frenemy, is when I win, you will have nothing and no excuses to come back to me.
I tell you now, Enzo, I tell you now, once my car and my Lambo cross the finish line to begin with, we will have nothing to do with each other, only on the track. But the lady, she shall be mine.
All right. So, soapbox racing, and name the time. I've got the place. What are we doing? And give me the info to shut you out of my life.
I will see you tomorrow at the crack of dawn for the race, Enzo. And scene. So there we are, Dylan.
Oh, great.
We've set the picture. We've set the scene. Okay? Enzo, Ferruccio, they are bitter enemies. And now you know that they are going to be involved in the soapbox derby of this town, in where the animal friends of the business owners are then put into the soapbox and they race down the hill. Now, the rules of this are simple. No visible electronic or engine power. It must be your traditional soapbox, okay? So I want you now to visualize, Dylan. I want you to think, how would you get your small miniature horse into your soapbox? How would you design it and why, okay? Because I'm thinking, right, it's going to have to be something you're going to take apart quickly. It's tomorrow, okay? It can't be anything like a super mega car, right? So I'm thinking my lamb is going to be strapped into a ski toboggan, okay? I'm going to take one from my garage, okay? I'm going to have a ski toboggan because it's northern Italy. They're going to have those, right? So it's going to have the curved front to it, okay? And then I have two bicycles. And two of my bicycles, I'm going to take the wheels off and I'm going to put them on upside. It should have good handling They're going to spin round quite well. They're going to have little teeny tiny coaster wheels, and it's going to roll on down. Okay. The front of the toboggan will curve over, and it will protect Ferruccio's dear Lambo. Okay. So he's going to look after him, and he's going to be able to sit down and be pretty good. Okay. Does that make sense?
It does
What
make
do you
sense.
think?
And and the fact that I had to Google what a fucking toboggan is, because we don't have snow.
No, famously so.
So I had to Google that. Now I know. I actually think it's a fairly sturdy idea. No, I think it's fine. And then yet again, I also don't want to comment too much because I do have a bit of a bias at this particular point, leaning towards Enzo. Yeah,
well, good. Okay, so what's Enzo going to do? How's he going to shape himself
That's what I call him, Enzo.
Enzo, okay.
Enzo,
Wow, you
Enzo,
really embodied yourself with that character. That is exceptional, right? That's incredible.
Actually, no, because he can't figure out his fucking accent.
I'm worried that it come across slightly vampire-y, maybe Transylvania.
100%. Like I thought the same thing, but anyway.
You know what? Again, the 3wordstory@gmail.com. Please let us know. Our Italian friend, big fan of ours, Daniele, I'm sure will let us know, and probably will never listen to us ever again after this probably derogatory podcast. So how are you designing your horse soapbox in? What are you going to throw it in? Imagine you're in your garage back at home. What have you got in there that's going to be able to house your miniature horse, and why?
So what I was thinking, what I initially thought was, why overcomplicate the process and just slap some wheels on there. Right?
Okay.
Just being like, okay, fine.
On the horse?
Blades. Yeah, on the horse.
Oh, fuck. Okay,
Yeah.
I didn't even...
Like,
wow, you have blown me away.
Wow. So that's what I thought. But then I thought, there might not be... And like maybe he kind of... like he's got four. Normally they've got four legs. And so I was like... Okay,
So this isn't a special five-legged or three-legged horse.
Well, listen, most of them are five-legged horse, so let me just say. But no, I thought, no, that might just confuse him. So I need to have something solid. Like he needs to be able to push off of something. So maybe I'll just attach two wheels on the front and then have them kind of just be still. So maybe some or other... what do you call it? I just need his front legs to be still, and then he can push off of his back legs. So we'll put some wheels on the front, and horsepower at the back.
Horsepower. Nice, Dylan. I like that. You got horsepower in there.
Horsepower
And I like genuinely. This you didn't have no idea this was coming. You have just come out. With,
Those were the notes underneath the bed.
you have every eventuality of what could come. They'd be like, right. So if he wants me to play a character called Enzo, first of all I'll call him Enz, and then this is how I would design the horse in a soapbox derby.
in the set in the 1940s.
Okay, you are going to use full-blown horsepower to use this horse to go down.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Now, as I said before...
And knee guards.
And knee guards. So you want to look after your horse. He's your pet horse.
Yeah. Maybe I'm just going into this too deeply, but I was just thinking, like, if the slope is too kind of steep and his hind legs can't keep up, they might be dragging... so then he would need some knee guards. That's very nice. Enz is a great looker after of animals. Now, again, all right.
As I said before, to simulate this, because naturally to now go out and find a miniature horse and lamb, create these two things, which by your standard may have a lot of animal abuse as well. So, it's going to be hard. And there are next to no hills in this entire city. So to find a hill that we could it's a lot of groundwork. So we're going to simulate it with a computer game.
Oh, okay. Sure.
So I have devised a very quick track. There is only one button to use. You don't even have to steer in this. It steers itself. And that is going to be, we're going to put down in history forever that whoever wins between me, Ferruccio, and you, Enz, is the winner of all time. Does that make sense to you? Okay. So I'm going to have to turn this around here. It's screen recording, so for those at home, they will be able to see what you're seeing. Okay. Oh my god. Okay, we can edit this bit out. This is fine. Oh, we can put this around here. We can take that out there, and then we can put this around here. Okay. So, can you see this here, Dim? Can you see that? Right. You got that?
I should probably do this. Yes.
Yes, right. So we're going to do a practice round so you can see exactly what is going to happen. Okay? So there is one button. For the life of me, I cannot remember what that button is. So we're just going to, we're going to go this here. Okay? We're going to press single player. And then I'm going to let you choose your car, right? I'm just going to go on this one to begin with. Okay? Does that make sense? Now, this is the car. Now, I believe the one button is this button. It is the up arrow. Now that you cannot steer, it steers itself, okay? And then you're just going to press up and you have to get to the end of the track, okay? I'm going to leave it there. I have played this once. I promise you I've played this once and it's interesting, okay?
All right.
That is the game. That is what's going to settle once and for all between Ferruccio and Enzo.
And who gets Celia?
Exactly. Who gets Celia? So, Dylan, first of all, in the background, to make this even more Italian, which is something I should have done before but didn't. Got some Italian-like music in the background.
Think that's probably what do you mean even more Italian? It's the only thing that makes it Italian. I think whatever the fuck we've been doing.
What are you talking about? Right, so, Dylan, we're going to be back in the scene. Enzo, I hope you are ready for today's race. As you well know, this is a time trial where each of our Super Derby cars, they will go down the hill and they will see whoever is quickest, whoever will win the race, as you know, gets the hand of Celia. Do you understand the deal? Enzo is your actual name. I call you Dylan behind your back because I think you are a dildo. So I call you Dylan the dildo.
These insults do not insult me because I could not find anything else to say.
Well, to see which of our animal-powered cars go first, we are going to have a game of Chinio, Chowio, Chonio. Are you ready, Dylan, for the game of rock, paper, scissors?
I think I've played this game before with my South African friend.
I believe you have. Are you ready?
I am.
Chinio, Chanio, Chonio. You have won, Dersenzio. This is the only victory you will have today. Who do you choose to take the track first?
You know what, Verluccio? I like to see people fail, and I like to see them fail. And I just repeated the same thing. Hold on. I rewind in my mind. I would like to see people fail. I would like to see them fail fast and fail first. You go.
Oh, Enzio, as you wish. Let me have a quick discussion with my Lambo friend. Lambo, you can do this, my friend. You steer the ship to the very end and you'll get me the heart of Celia. Do you understand? That he was
very excited.
He was agreeing extra hard there, as you can tell. So, I am setting Lambo up on the track.
And for the people listening at home, this is really a podcast.
As you can see, Dylan, the track, a Lambo is on, and I would select this. Are you ready? Lambo, are you ready to go? Go, Lambo! Go, Lambo! Oh, it's avoiding. There is debris on the road. There are some pigeons there. Oh, Lambo, you can do this for me, for my woman, Celia. Celia, your heart will be mine. Oh, he's taken an inch off the track. Oh, we have rescued it again. Go, Lambo, go!
Do not worry, Vincenzo. Do not worry. 21 seconds you think may be fast. But you will beat him.
So, Enzo, as you can see, my Lambo did it in a time of 21 and 38 seconds, which is much longer than I anticipated when I put this thing together. There may be a requirement of some editing, but we will see.
Requirements of some editing.
So remember, Enzo, it is this
It
button
is
there.
that
Do you
button.
understand? And for dramatic purposes, we just want to make sure that the only thing that is Italian in this whole podcast is playing this whole time. Are you ready, Enzo?
I am ready.
Select your vehicle
Vehicle.
with... What was your horse's name again? Well, I'll ask him, don't you worry. That's a stupid name. How curious are you?
Vincenzo.
Vincenzo.
My name is Enzo. Enzo Vincenzo. 3, 2, 1, and go.
Oh my god, the horse is going down on the soapbox. He is screaming and shouting. He is falling off. Oh, he's all over the place. Enzo, you are the worst. You are the worst soapbox freak I have ever seen in my life. Your horse cannot drive a soapbox at all. You are the woman shall be mine.
This is a bullshit.
It is as we can see, Enzo. Celia Hart is mine. Come to me, Celia. Come to me. Mwah, mwah. Oh, Ferruccio, you are such a handsome man. I love you so much. Enzo, what you have to say for yourself?
This game was rigged. This is why I wanted to have the rules set up, because you never told me the track would be so shitty.
It is with the same track for both of us, Enzo. Away with your Toyosa Lasagnare. And I tell you what, for this moment forth, Enzo, we shall be the ultimate of nemesis. And we shall compete with each other only on the track. And we will improve our soapbox cars. And we will increase this horsepower and the speed and the quality. And that is how truly that we will battle each other.
It sounds stupid. I want another chance.
A tough as shit, yo. Unseen. Unseen, Dylan. Unseen. So, what you have just witnessed there, ladies and gentlemen, was, all intents and purposes, a car crash. And as I said, there was the effort there. Who knows where that was going to go. But I told you, Dylan, this was a true story, based on a true story. The origin story, as you may or may not have guessed so far, of Ferruccio and his car maker Lamborghini, and Enzo Ferrari and his Black Stallion Ferrari. And that is how the Italian car makers got started, and that is why they battled each other with the Countach and the F40 and the Enzo and the Gallardo and all of the cars of the above came from that soapbox derby. And funny enough, Celia did indeed marry Ferruccio at the very beginning. Lamborghini. And that is how it started, and that is why we have all the beautiful and wonderful supercars Italians today. Because of exactly that, with absolutely with no lies. It was all truthful, and everything that I said allegedly happened. Does that make sense?
Everything I said allegedly.
So, Dylan, for next week, what should we do? Where should our next 3 words be? If you cannot think of somewhere within the next 3 seconds, I do have one in my mind.
It's going to sound incredibly weird, but I thought, you know what? The place where you think the strongest man would come from, and I do not know why.
So somewhere where I would think the strongest man would come from.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. That's the first thing that popped up. Again, we can workshop that, but why? I am curious to know what your...
That was an interesting window into your psyche, and I enjoyed it, and I want to do that because I have no idea where to start with that. I have nowhere to start. Well, I'll tell you what, we're going to do that one next.
All right.
And then the week after that one, we're going to do somewhere where you would build the ultimate castle, and you need to design your castle as well.
Oh, 100%. Like that's listen, I know I keep kind of making the joke of the notes underneath my bed, but castle-wise, Man, I think I got it.
You got that down?
Yeah,
and now it at least explains all the pictures of Thor Bjornsson oiled up and Eddie Hall. And like the weird, did you draw those? And they're like, why are they cut? I've never seen them cuddled like that. I don't think they wrestled either. Is that for you?
Even drew it with my left hand.
Yeah, I could tell. What were you doing with your right hand?
Yeah, I walked into that
And on that note, thank you for listening to 3-Word Story. Next week, where we think the strongest man in the world would be from and why.
Double kill. Double kill.
Drop it down low with 3-word story.
Thank you for listening to this week's 3-Word Story. If you would like to get in touch with James and Dylan, then please email us at the3wordstory@gmail.com. Send your reviews, negative or positive, or even your 3 words, and we'll read them out on air. See you next week.